And Bort is in charge of the Tuesday Takeover today. Now, the rules of the Tuesday Takeover, we encourage you to do something original, something that we don't normally do here on the show. And just keep in mind, you can do whatever you want without clearing it through anybody. But keep in mind, this is for the entertainment of the listener, not just to satisfy whatever it is that you would like to do.
Yeah.
It is that, but just keep in mind, we're here to entertain the people who are listening and supporting The Woody Show. So what do you got for us today, Bort?
Well, in the theme of being entertaining for the listeners, everybody loves how honest we are, how keeping it 100 we are.
Sure.
So, since I'm in the back, I really don't get to talk to you guys or give you guys any update on, hey, maybe you guys do this, or maybe I have life advice for you or anything.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm kind of cut off a little bit. So I thought I would give you a ReBort card on maybe how you're doing.
Oh,
some advice.
All right.
Because I got to say, Bort is one of those guys. Like, he may not just come right out and say something, but if you ask him a question, he's going to give you an answer.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm going to be as blunt as possible.
And I would expect nothing less. That's just that's Bort's personality.
And because of his position, he listens to everything twice.
Right. Yeah, that's true too.
4 times.
Yeah.
And to be honest, this may get me in trouble, or some of you may be angry with me at the end of the show. So,
sorry. But can you live with that? Are you okay with it?
No, I can live with it.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, so the ReBort card.
All right, so let's start with an easy one. Tyler the Bort Op.
Ooh.
Tyler, you have caught on so well to the show very quickly without screwing up totally. You had a couple snags here and there, maybe 5, 10, whatever. But you're doing pretty well. You're learning, you're getting the rhythm of it.
Yeah.
However,
Uh-oh.
you walked into the show with a bit of an ego. And it's okay to be confident. We all need confidence. Confidence is key for success. But your ego was blasting at 1,000%, sir. So my advice to you, tone it down about 1,000%. Know that you're at the bottom of the totem pole. You have to work your way up. You're still young at this. You don't want to burn bridges just yet. Damn. Wait till you're about 10 years in like me and burn into one segment like I'm about to do right now.
All right.
Oh, wow.
And anytime you get an ego, you're going to screw up. And we've proven that.
All right, well, he's starting with some brutal honesty.
Wow.
Yeah. And I thought you were starting off light.
But look, I mean, I think that's good advice for anybody when you're starting somewhere.
Yeah.
Because that was one of the lessons that I had to learn early in my career. Was I came in like a bull in a china shop because I was aggressive and I was hungry and I was in love with what I was doing and so I just went about it the wrong way, didn't know how to play the game. Now it's like it doesn't really matter. I don't have to play the game that way anymore. Like what Bort's talking about, I have a different set of rules for the game that I have to play, more about politics and things like that. But that's good advice for anybody, no matter where you are. Like, don't come in with a total ego and attitude. You want to have some confidence, but you don't want to be a dick about it.
Yeah.
And that's something that I learned, not only because I stepped on many a landmines since I've been doing this for not as long as you guys, but still over a decade.
All right. So there's Tyler. Who's next?
Tyler,
the ReBort card. I like this.
Gregory.
Yes. Oh, no.
Yeah. Gregory, you are so great. You really are. You have a great voice. You have great stories. You do such wonderful things for the show. However, I think you try to act for permission to do things or permission to say things a little too much. I think you should just do things.
Okay.
I think you should just, you're one of the co-hosts of the show. Do whatever you want. Ask for forgiveness later.
Just do it.
Don't worry about, how much time you got or what you got to do. You should just do it. If Woody needs to wrangle you, he'll wrangle you. Just do whatever you want. Honestly.
So just go nuts.
Dude, if you have a story, some of your greatest stories were just things you told us about, almost getting killed by a tree.
That was brutal.
Dog poo in the backyard. Dog poo, that
being flung into his mouth.
Exactly. I was trying to censor myself there.
Yeah.
I think you do such wonderful work. And also, you got to stop being Captain Save-A-Bro for Cameron.
Oh, really?
It doesn't matter who says anything on Cameron. You're the first person to jump to his defense.
This is true.
Wow.
The first person. I will give a look from the other room.
Immediately.
I think that's fine. Getting.
Like, I get it. He's like Biddy Greg. I get it. You're ready for it. It's okay.
He's Greg in training.
Yeah.
Are you kidding?
Greg was straight once.
Greg didn't come out of the closet until after he was older than Cameron is right now.
Yes, there's time.
Greg used to be married to a woman.
Really, you're just going to make it worse on it. We're just going to rag on a board out.
Okay.
Who's next for the ReBort card?
Thank you, Bort.
Next up is Nick Soundwave.
Oh.
Jeez.
That's Bort's assistant, so he has some good stuff on him.
Nick Soundwave is doing a terrific job. Honestly, I couldn't have asked for a better assistant. I really appreciate everything he's doing. He's catching on really fast, and he's helped me tremendously. However,
oh, jeez.
You're also still very young at the game, sir. Very young. I knew Nick Soundwave a couple years back. I had met him in passing, and he's still new, and he needs to learn to take his wins where he can. He's not going to get everything right away, you know? Like, okay, you're a part-time employee. Now you're a full-time employee. Now you need to do this. Maybe you have this kind of weird schedule. Maybe you want to work something, you know? You have to learn that everything comes in time. Like, it's not all
So you're asking for patience.
Yes, patience. And also, you got to learn how to play the game. You know, you got to be nice to everybody. You got to give that smile to that boss that pisses you off.
Well, he seems pretty he seems like a nice guy. Well, I don't think I've ever seen him in a bad mood.
He's always been super great with friendly.
Well,
we talk sports all the time.
Well, these are things I see. These are things a little bit behind the scenes. But, you know, he is a nice guy. But also, I'm trying to teach him to be patient.
And the newest member of the team.
This is true.
Yeah.
Next up is Seabass.
Hello.
All right, strap in, everybody.
All right.
Seabass, you do a lot of great things for the show as well.
Agreed.
Your street team stuff is outstanding.
Cartnarks has changed the world.
Cartnarks rules. You do a lot of wonderful things.
Good enough. Thanks a lot.
However,
I'm
you are the most extra MFer I've ever met in my life.
Extra.
You are the definition of extra, and we get it. You're weird. You're odd. You may be a serial killer. I'm convinced of this. However, you know, if you're more normal about us, maybe we'd want to be around you. You don't have to be so desperate to ask for our attention. You know, yelling things in the hallway to get me or Nick Soundwave to look over, or saying things for Randy to get a reaction. And also, you're not as good as you think you are.
Okay.
And maybe you're not expert as audio. So maybe, you know, if I ever tell you something like, hey man, maybe you shouldn't do that. Maybe you should, I don't know, listen, take some advice.
All right. I will take advice from Bort.
Oh, cool. Thank you.
Accepted.
By the way, good job with your censoring of everything. I really appreciate it. I have to fix it.
What I'm saying is, what I'm saying is, like, you know, I can see, like, so Bort is the audio guy in the show. Is this a relatively new thing with Seabass? Because
this was a relatively new thing. You weren't here. You were off in NOLA. You had the day off.
Okay.
And I tried to give Seabass some. Hey, are you really recording things this way? You know, without headphones, you're not listening to anything. He's like, no, it's fine. It'll be fine.
Well, he does go to Musicians Institute now.
Oh,
so
yeah. He's been there for like 2 weeks.
He's been there for 2 weeks.
Yeah. I'm a practical producer over here. Marshmallow.
Well, thank you for the 3 hours of extra work I had to do. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
All right.
I didn't know about this.
Bort is using his Tuesday takeover today to give us a ReBort card on different people on the show. Who do you have for us next?
Menace.
Oh, great.
You know, I can't say enough great things about Menace because he's the closest person I probably am to the show. But this is more constructive criticism. Damn it. I worry about you a lot. I don't think you get enough sleep, and I think you need to learn when enough is enough and go home. You got to say, okay, I'm done for the day. I got to go.
My eye was twitching for like 4 days straight. But
yeah, Menace seems to be like trying to prove something sometimes. You know, like those people that say, I never have taken a sick day.
Yeah,
like, well, if
like
you're
he's
sick,
the Iron Man of the show.
Yeah, and and I appreciate the passion and the work effort and, you know, all that kind of stuff. But like at some point, man, like, you know, you gotta
like,
not be here.
When I have like a list of things that I want to get done, it's just okay. Yeah, I could put it off to the next day, but if I just go home, that's all I'm thinking about. You know, this one little thing. I gotta write back this person, or you know, I gotta talk to this salesperson and get this done or get this set up.
Follow up to that.
You know, like, I don't know. Like, the only way I cannot think about it is like smoke my brains out.
Yeah. So do that.
Yeah, but then I'm just like, then when I get to that point, the next day, I'm just so lost. I feel like I'm just sitting here and not saying anything. You know, I can't, there's no balance. It's either
Take it from a guy who
0 to
had
1,000.
zero life work balance. I'm not saying
Yeah.
it's balanced, but I used to have zero life work
Yeah.
balance, and now I'm.
But he's much better
yeah.
than
I've
he
gotten
was.
much better than I used to be, and it's like you have to force yourself to do it.
I know. And then
You have to come up with a priority list of things that absolutely have to get done today, and then everything else can wait.
and I'm trying to do that.
And then figure out if it's smoking your brains out for a while until you
Yeah.
figure out something else to do.
Yeah, just smoke your brains
Yeah.
out.
Do
Yeah,
that.
man.
Go to
There's
the
round table pizza right around the corner.
yeah.
I love
Do
it.
that.
Go to the gym, maybe?
I do have a quick follow up to that. Menace, do you think you have this need to finish everything because maybe you were the youngest person of the show and you feel like maybe you have to prove something? Because anytime you come into a job and you're the youngest person, it doesn't matter who you are. Everybody kind of looks at you like you're the new guy. You don't know much.
Yeah.
You still got to learn everything. It could be 20 years later and you still have
Yeah.
to learn everything compared to those people.
No, I don't think so.
Now, again, I think that there's like a subconscious like having to prove something about like, you know,
But he's always been this way.
he's always been that way.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
like that would be if I was gonna like do like a psychoanalysis
Yeah.
of Menace, you know, like show me on the doll where somebody
No, I do.
told
I do
you that
feel
you
like,
weren't working hard
Yeah,
enough.
right.
Yeah, I
something.
do feel like yes, I'm not that DJ that could just walk in and be on the air and
Right.
be awesome. Like I do.
No, we're
feel
not
like,
that good. We need to be prepared.
I do feel like I have to work extra hard
Right.
to
I get that.
be at a level where I,
get it.
can be accepted.
It is the ReBort Card. Who is up next?
Randy the Cam Man.
Oh, boy.
Randy,
Oh no.
you work harder than possibly any former intern I have ever seen. You bust your ass for way more hours than you ever should, and you focus on this job intensely. It is not overlooked by anybody on the show. However,
It's like his version of 08.
Yeah. Right, totally.
Yeah.
However,
brother, you need to focus. I catch your brain drifting so much, and I want to see you succeed, and I want to see you focus on what you need to do and be great at what you do. But you are like a squirrel, man. You are like, hey, man, I want to learn this. I want to learn that. I want to learn this. I want to learn that. Focus on one thing. Just focus on one thing and get really, really good at it, and then move on to the next thing. You know, be knowledgeable, but don't spread yourself so
Jack of all
thin.
trades,
Yeah.
master of none kind of thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
that
yeah. You
makes sense.
need to get really, really good at what you need to be good at, and then you can learn more stuff from there. And then also, you know, be patient and learn when to leave work at work. You know, you again are also at the bottom of the totem pole. You don't have to worry about this place as much as we do. If you don't have to worry, don't worry. You got our stuff going on.
All right. Well, Randy's probably finding a ledge right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go check on Randy.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm going to make sure Randy's okay. How many more do you have? You have Julianne, Cameron, and I believe me, right?
And
And
Ravy.
me.
and Ravy.
And Ravy. Okay.
Right.
Oh wow.
So let's take the break. We'll come
All right.
back. Part 2 of the ReBort Card. People are like, wow, this is uncomfortable. You know why? Because it's honest.
Mm.
yeah.
Exactly.
And then people are really liking the ReBort Card. It's like Bort's version of Greg's 08.
Yeah, right. However,
Bort on point with the read on Seabass.
How can you be on point about stuff that's behind the scenes?
Uh,
Yeah, how do you know, Texter?
Well,
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh.
does anyone else want to agree with me on that? With
I-
Seabass being 1,000% extra?
oh,
Oh,
absolutely.
yeah, yeah.
Of course.
Not
Yeah.
being as good
I
at
think
everything he
that
says.
is projected on air.
All right, so part 2 of the Tuesday Takeover. Bort from the production department,
It's intense.
the production director of The Woody Show. He is in here. Yeah. You know, Bort is one of those guys that people either love or they hate him.
people hate him?
Ever since the first time I walked in the studio.
Well, you
Yeah.
know why? Because I think any person who is just like upfront and honest and wears everything on their sleeve, that's the reaction you're going to get. Because
No,
nobody's
there's no in between.
Yeah, nobody's sucking up. Nobody's just telling you what you want to hear when it comes to something that Bort says. And so he's doing something called the ReBort Card. He's going through each one of us here on the show and just kind of giving us some feedback, some constructive criticism. Usually starts with something nice about something that they do right.
Yeah,
and then he
very
says,
nice.
however,
Well, I don't want you guys to
and then
think
he
that
brings
I
the
hate
hammer
you.
down.
Uh-huh.
Like, I like all of you guys, but, you know, I see you guys. I see everything that happens.
I mean, that's big management stuff. Like management will go burn, all right, build,
Build,
burn, build.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Except
Yeah.
for it's just build,
So
burn.
right now it's just build and then torch it.
Yeah.
Well, most of the management around here, at least, is burn some more.
burn.
And then if you're not dead yet, burn again.
Yeah.
That's
Scorched.
usually the way it goes.
Followed
Yeah.
by a false
All right,
promise.
so who's
Yep.
next here, Bort?
Ravy is up next.
All right.
Ravy, you are hilarious.
Thanks.
You are awesome with all your celebrity news.
Thank you.
You are the second biggest Star Wars fan and nerd here.
Mm-hmm. But You still haven't watched Star Wars Resistance.
It's not that great. However, one of the greatest things that you're at is going toe-to-toe with everybody on the show.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you hold your own, you challenge everybody. And the other day I noticed you challenged Menace with Mario Kart, and you were challenging Menace and Greg with the whole Diet Coke napkin airplane debacle.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Mm-hmm.
And I started realizing, I think Ravi's pulling her punches lately. Because Ravi is so fiery and usually always on it, ready to attack everybody. I think you're pulling your punches lately.
I've had bosses tell me that a lot too.
I think you need to be a little bit more aggressive with these guys.
Sometimes
Keep 'em
though,
in
it's
more
not an
line.
easy thing. You know, you got to pick and choose a lot of times too. Because if you're just going at people, then you're like, oh, Ravi, she's the bitch of the show.
Wait, she's holding back?
I think she's holding back.
Okay. Not with me.
It's one thing to do that, but it's another thing to, give your opinion or,
Yeah,
state your
it's
case.
a slippery slope. It is. I am cognizant of it. Believe me.
And, the other thing is, it's Ravi's world and we're all living in it.
Sure.
So there's nothing else I can say on that. It's just,
At least that's what she believes.
Yeah.
up next, we got Julianne, the phone
All right.
screener. Surprisingly, I don't think I'm going to be so mean on Julianne. Maybe. Julianne, you've really come into your own with, doing on-air shifts for radio stations, and you're becoming more talented, and you're more confident in what you say. However, I think you can learn so much more. And take an opportunity, especially with someone like Cameron, who has moved up into an executive producer's position.
Yeah, like me.
You could actually learn the job of an AP. You could learn how to do everything on this show inside and out. Just focus, learn it, ask as many questions as possible because you have the opportunity and the potential to reach that. I think the only person holding you back is you right now. So I think you just need to keep learning and trying to learn, and put yourself out there to actually learn from everybody.
Well, I don't think she's got a problem doing that.
Yeah, she could do that.
She's pretty good at putting herself out there.
Yeah, but the only
she's certainly not shy.
I think the
No,
only
she's
part
not
that
shy.
like putting her that would be holding her back is when you ask her to do something. I mean, it's always a negative reaction.
Yeah,
I mean,
just step
most
up.
of the time, and it's just like, don't tell me what to do type thing. And that's to have Cameron's position. You're constantly being told what to do,
That's
and you just
true.
got to
Mhm.
accept that, and it's fine. No one's like trying to be your boss.
It's true.
Just asking for help.
Up next, Woody.
All right.
Woody, you're the man.
Ah, see?
I mean, dude,
the man.
the captain of a show of
I'm the man.
a gang of misfits that you have to constantly wrangle while
herding.
keeping everything on the show on time
It is like herding cats.
and taking care. You have to take care of everything and think of everything. Like you're always on it. However, you're always in work mode. And I know you're getting way better at this and you're going to therapy and you're trying to figure out ways to make things better. Hey, I saw that. But, I think you need to start giving out more tasks, man, to everybody. Start giving more work away so that you can go home and not have to worry about this place as much.
See, like Ravi constantly hears from management about how she needs to speak up more in certain situations. That's the thing I've been told since day one.
Mhm.
I've
Yeah.
got to delegate more.
Oh yeah.
I think I've been
Yeah.
a lot better at
He's-
that.
He's so much better at it.
I'm trying.
And actually, lately,
I am trying. There is an effort.
lately there's a lot of editing that you would do on your own because you're like, oh, I could do it, I don't need to
Right.
worry Bort or Nick Soundwave with it, but you've actually been giving it to me to handle, and I'm like, oh good, that's great, you're delegating it, you're letting it go, and that's honestly, I'm happy to see that.
Yeah, because my goal someday is to let all of it go.
Yeah.
Like the show, getting up at 2:00 in the morning.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That's the goal.
That's my dream too.
Yeah.
I know.
Every day.
So I'm slowly
Yeah.
working towards that goal.
I call that my dream at 1:50 a.m.
All right. And then you left Cameron for last, I've noticed.
I
Yeah.
think we have to go to break, actually.
Oh,
This
no.
is-
We got a couple minutes.
We're running
Don't worry.
behind.
Don't
Yeah.
worry. Cameron, you've done a great job of stepping up into the executive producer role. You keep, you're a great second to Woody. You keep everything running. You keep him on time. As much as he wrangles everybody, you're keeping him on time and making sure everything gets done. However,
Uh-oh.
there's another part that comes with the executive producer role. You need to make sure that while you're also taking care of these guys, you're taking care of everybody out there, because technically you're now managing everybody else on the show. So sometimes you need to not only make sure that these guys are taken care of, as opposed to, kissing the ass of a boss or making sure the boss gets what they want. You help them.
Okay.
You also take care of the team and make sure that they're good.
All right.
Sometimes that means being here later than them. This means sometimes doing things for them. Whatever it is, you got to make sure you take care of these guys. Because I've seen many of executive producers walk into this trap and fail miserably. And I don't want to see that happen to you. Even though you make me angry 9,000 days out of the year, even though there isn't 9,000 days, you frustrate me. I don't want to see you fail.
Oh, babe.
So that's nice.
That's good advice. Thank you.
661 texting over. Thank you, Bort, for the ReBort card. Your humbling advice actually resonates with me as well as the Woody crew. Torch them.
Wow, good.
I thought
anybody got torched.
I thought it was all good, honest,
definitely.
heartfelt feedback.
It was good.
And I got the idea that you weren't trying to torch people, that you were really trying to give some legitimate constructive criticism.
Believe it or not, I like all of you guys, and I want to see you guys do well and be healthy and happy.
Oh,
and just sometimes it's hard when you all got to go and leave and do your thing that I can't really say anything. And it gets awkward. And besides, I mean, it's really hard to say nice things to Cameron. So.
That's true.
Yeah.
Because he sucks so much.
And as long as we all keep it together, that means Bort still has a job.
Yeah.
So, right. See how that works out?
Exactly.